Morning! Righto, let's make some money today and have a look at what's going on with the markets. I'm just going to get straight into it, look at some levels, points of interest that I'm writing down. I haven't actually started my prep for this morning apart from what I did yesterday. So I'll be doing this with you. Follow along, take some notes, ask some questions, and let's make some bloody money today. Bang, make the charts big. So, as always, I will start with the VIX. The volatility index, looking what's going on, gives me an indication. If this is spiking, you're probably going to see some potential downside in the market. And then once I've got that sort of framework, I'm like, okay, cool. Why? Why is it spiking? What's going on? What's in the news? All that sort of jazz. The dollar's going up quite strongly, which is interesting. Let's jump to a bigger time frame and see if we can find some levels. Look, that you can see that, boom, you've got this resistance level here. It's bounced off here on this day. Not much more. It's a recent one, something back here, but I wouldn't worry too much about that right now. So on the daily, you can see it's coming into a solid little resistance. But this green bar here, because this is so fucking strong, you're sort of like, maybe it rejects, maybe it holds. But regardless, this is likely an area of resistance. You can see, boom, we've got spikes here. You've got a bit of a hold here, bounce off. A little bit choppy through there. Hit, reject, hit, reject, hit, reject, hit, reject, hit, reject. You got a bunch of days where it's sort of hit this level and rejected. So just keeping an eye on this. If this continues higher, it will be hard for the markets to continue higher. And let's jump to the NQ, and I would suspect in the pre-market this is down. It's just how much is it down? Are we near levels of support? Can we look for a bounce? What are we thinking? Yeah, it's down, but honestly, really fuck all. Not much at all. So this is cool because it's right at this level. Like I said, I'm not going to be shorting. Like really anything. I don't think. Very unlikely that I will be shorting today, but you can see it's sort of coming into a level. So what's something I'd be looking for here? Ideally, break, boom, retest, maybe a double, and then off to the races. That would be great. This would coincide with the dollar going down and the VIX going down. So all of those working together would be something of note. That would be good if something like that happened. If the dollar and the VIX sort of hang around, then you might get something like this. Boom, something off there would be cool. That would be pretty good because it hasn't really held this level too strongly. So coming back to there, getting a double bottom and shooting up, that would also be good. And that is probably what I would think is the more likely scenario. So I'm going to be looking for that on the Qs. I don't know. Let's have a look at the cash. So that would be coming into probably this level on the cash. See on the Qs though, I like it more on the Qs because it's holding this level. So if you can hold this and shoot straight up, I think we're probably going to get a bit of a run. Just slightly different levels. They're always going to be very similar, the NQ and the Qs, but there's going to be minor differences. This is right at a good level for me. So if I jump over to the 1 minute time frame, and if I find something interesting in the first sort of 10, probably not 5 minutes. I don't like jumping in that early because there's going to be a lot of bullshit happening at the start, and you can do really well, and I've done really well. Like I've made off this stock. I'll show you. I did very, very well off this one. I probably made about 20 grand off this one. Just at opens because you get massive movement that opens on this one very, very regularly, and I've caught it in the right direction most of the time. Missed a little bit, but I'm miles ahead on this one. I'm not doing that strategy anymore because that's the only one that has majoritively been successful. Normally, I lose doing that, so I'm just not going to do it. Probabilities game, right, guys? You got to remember probabilities. Do what is going to win most of the time. If it is not, you are setting yourself up for failure. So I will be looking on the cues. Is this going to hold in the pre-market and then shoot up? Is it going to break, go down? Like I said, I'm not in a mood to short because I don't think the market is really negative. But I would love another bounce off this level. This would be great. And I would be buying call options there, and that would be my target. But taking profits on the way up, if it reverses, is what it is. Let's have a look at the ES. Go back to the 30-minute time frame, see where our levels are. The levels that I've got, I'm reasonably happy with. You could probably put one in a little bit lower there. There might be something there. But again, this is actually beautiful. Oh, fuck, this is gorgeous. This makes me even more bullish, particularly with the dollar going up and the VIX going up a little bit and these holding this resistance level. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. You've got a tail here. Boom, resistance. Hit back, resistance, resistance, resistance. Breaks through, turns into support on this candle. Tries to go to the races. I'm like, fuck yeah, hit 5,000. It says no, comes back down. Retest, reject, 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 reject. So we've got support now. It's turned into support, 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 support. This is on the 30-minute time frame. If you get another wick, like this is really nice. So at the open, I'd be waiting for the open of the market. If I get another wick in there and start to go up, this will be a short level of resistance in here now. You can see, so the first level of, probably if you want to take some quick profits on that, that would be your first little bit. Now that's obviously very quick. You're not even trading 10 points on that. It's probably not super worth it. I'd just be looking for that as a bit of rejection. But if you can get a wick back down here, breaks through that level, I would think you're off to the races. Again, you're going to get a little bit of fuck around here, this bit here. I'm not going to draw it in because they're just not major levels for me. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of resistance. I haven't got the volume. You should all, when you're doing this, you should have the volume, but I want the 20 SMA and I've only got the free one at the moment. They only let me put 2 markers on. But the volume is always pretty important to watch. You can use a VWAP. Average oh shit. I didn't want that. Where's my VWAPs? I think it's in here. Nope. Elliott waves. We don't want those. VWAP gives you an idea with the volume. So if you go 2-day sort of VWAP, that's 1 day. I need back 1 more day. So this will tell you a little bit about the volume. It averages out the volume and the price. Now, this is actually quite interesting. That you've got your 2-day VWAP down here. Then, that would be great. This is like it's where your volume weighted average price. So it's like your moving average, except your moving average is only regarding price. The VWAP puts in volume as well, which is very, very important. Very, very important. So it can be a great marker, not always, but very often. And this is actually following quite nicely. And it's busted. It hasn't really got, I would have liked that to have got closer. So I probably wouldn't trust it too much, but just as a point of interest, if this comes down, likely it won't hit this resistance. It'll probably bounce. That would actually be beautiful. If it breaks under here, you can see this top bit here, this top bit, and that's coming right into that VWAP. So if it came in, bounced off the VWAP and went, that would be fucking poetry. I'd be very pleased to see that. Let's have a look at the SPY, which should be quite similar. You're getting a little bit of a, not as clean for me, those levels. It's sort of there in that range. I don't like it as much. I think I'd play off the ES more than I would the SPY. They're both going to be quite similar, but yeah, a comeback to this level would be great. That's what I would like. So what I would love to see with my brush, I would love to see something like this. Reject, reject. See ya, moon. Off to the moon. That's what I would like to see. But you want to get some solid rejection off that level. Another really good option would be it comes down, same sort of thing. Boom, maybe it goes boom, back, and you just see playing around this level. This would be beautiful. I would actually get out here if that happened. If I got a rejection here, I'd be out. And then I'd wait. If it breaks through, comes down, I would re-enter the trade there on the way up. Just take your percentages, take your wins. So something like that would be quite nice for me today. That's my sort of thought on that one. I prefer, though, to use them as indicators for stocks that, oh, fuck yes, IWM, look at this shit. Oh, I love this level. Right, this is very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Okay, this level is absolutely beautiful on the IWM. The 192, holy shit. IWM 192. If you are not writing that one down, this is one to watch. This is one to watch. Let's go have a look at Square, which is sort of my little, oh shit, where I put it? My little small cap stock that, where the fuck did Square go? Yeah, let's go under the IWM. Right, let's have a look at these. So Square should be down. Square's not down. Wow, how interesting. If this was at one of my key levels, this is a little bit like coin, where if you play it in the middle, you can get a little bit fucked out. And I don't like how it's behaved in the middle. For me, it just hasn't been clear enough on the levels, so I'm not touching it. But at these levels, it's been beautiful. So if usually Square will follow the IWM. So if this can come down to the 192, I would actually expect a pretty significant drop in Square. Hopefully down to that 65 mark. If it gets down to the 65 mark and you want to use this as an indicator for that, if you get, if you get the IWM playing around here, not breaking through and wanting to go back up like this, and at the same time, you get Square going for a fucking nosedive off the open, similar to what it did on Friday, what I would expect is probably pretty similar action to this. Now, again, this is going to be dependent on a couple of things. The dollar is going to be important. The VIX will be important. And the bonds, US 10 years will be important. If the 10-year, let's just go have a quick look at that. I fuck this up all the time because US 10-year bonds. US 10-year. There you go. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, right. So they're going up a little bit too. That's actually broken a pretty key support level. So if bonds keep going up, then I probably wouldn't look to long these. If the US 10-year keeps going up, I would not be looking to long these. I would wait. When you get a little reverse in the 10-year, you can expect the IWM Square type companies. This is a bit of a fucking. If you want to draw a level in here, this is an opportunity. This is definitely an opportunity and one you may want to look closely at. Now you can see that you've got this level in here. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty fucking solid. You've got, oh shit. Right, let's have a look. So you've got boom, reject, break, support, come back, boom, support, breakthrough, chops around. I don't like this. It sort of kills the level a bit for me. Boom, reject. Break, quick reject. Close to, bit of a rejection. So you could maybe make the range a little longer here if you wanted to. Boom, boom. Support. Oh, no, not really. Support. Yo, see ya. Reject. Bang. So you can see this nice little range. If you wanted to play something in here, don't play around in the range. So I'm just talking to me. You would wait until it gets out. Now, the opportunity here would be to the downside right now, in my opinion, because bonds are going up, dollars going up, VIX is going up. They're all negative for these stocks. These will likely go down. IWM is going down pretty fucking handily from Friday's close. That's a decent little drop, almost a percentage point pre-market. Expect probably a little bit of upside, but if this comes down here, opens down there, you can expect some decent downside on Square. So that might be an option, one to watch out. It's not one that I'm going to play, but it's definitely one to watch for. Let's have a look at ones that I would actually be quite interested in. SMCI, I'm really interested in. I want to catch this because I fucked up trade on it last week. It's not that I want to win it back. It's just I think the upside move, I'm trusting chips to the upside. So I would love to see this come back, touch and go. I don't think it will. So you're probably looking for a new level. Look, you could do some sort of level like, let's just zoom in a bit, have a gander. Where would be something? Maybe here. Maybe. It's not super clear, so it's not something that I would put a trade on for, but you can see that you've got rejection, boom, turns into support, bang, breaks up, bust through, rejection, break. So if this comes back and bounces, that could be a good little level. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. Right? There is definitely some opportunity there for that. If it does bounce and go up, probably not a bad option to have a, so, oh, fuck me. Oh, bro, give me the marker. Brush. So if this does something like this morning, boom, bang, something like that could be a bit of a long option. 603 would be the level, so you could do something decent off that. Short stop loss, yeah. So if you can get that at like 583 and you're getting this sort of action and it goes, that might be a good little opportunity to the 600 mark. To do that, I would be keeping an eye on Nvidia, which just doesn't give a fuck, wants to do what it wants, and just is going to them. Like, let's be honest, this thing is just fucking absurd. But if Nvidia just keeps going, then you can probably bet that the other semis will at least stay strong. They're probably not going to go down. What I would love to see from Nvidia is something like this. Oh, something like that would be great. And where would I be entering, guys? I would be entering here. All right, so we get double rejection of that, boom, bouncing up. Single rejection can make it a little bit tough, but the double rejection would be ideal. And you can see that you've got this sort of section in here. That's where I got that bounce point from. Just because they've been so strong, it's like this pullback to what I would consider a better level. It's probably less likely. So this is the more aggressive play for sure. But if you get that and it bounces, this is something that with a lot of confidence for me, I would just go long. I would just go long and You take some profits, but hold the motherfucker. I'm sick of missing this fucker long. So it's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to. The job isn't for it to make sense. The job is for you to make money. If it's there and it's going up, like just stop trying to fight it. Whether a river is flowing uphill and you're like, well, this is fucking wrong. If it's flowing uphill, go with it. Like, it just is what it is. As retarded as these things, it's just what's happening. So that's what I'm telling myself. like I am expecting a massive crash in these things, but I tell you what, it ain't happening right now. So sorry guys, I needed the door open. Yeah, keep an eye on that. AMD, this is a little bit weaker. Just seems to be finding a bit of resistance, which I find interesting. So I'm not really going to touch it. But you can see there's some levels around there. What I would like is a breakout of the all-time high. Something like this, if I was to be interested. Boom, bang, see you later, off to the moon. Something like that would get me interested. I'm not too interested otherwise. Like I said, I'm not even thinking about shorting any of those anymore. Until I lose 5 longs in a row. If I lose 5 longs on the chips in a row, then I'll think about shorting. Apple's a potential short if because you can just see this level. It just wants to fucking hold. It does not want to break this level. It loves it. So boom, reject. But, oh yeah, nah, bang. But then it's coming up close, not quite getting there. So I would be looking to short this if the Qs. If the dollar stays strong, bonds stay high, and VIX stays high, this is the sort of one I'd be looking to short. Just because Apple's been a little bit weaker, that and Tesla would be the two I'd be looking to short. But you want to have that confluence of factors simply because, now you can just play off the one chart, but if you've got a confluence of factors, it puts more probabilities of success in your favor. You become a higher odds casino. Rather than having it be 50-50 where you're taking a step up, down, if you're getting more factors in your favor as to why the stock is most likely going to continue in one direction or the other, then you're moving your odds from 50-50, 40-60, 40-60, possibly in the negative direction, to being hopefully 60-40 or higher in your direction. And over a long enough period of time, that makes you a lot of fucking money. You have to stay disciplined. You've got to stick to those rules. My job for this week to be a hell of a lot more disciplined in my trades. So Tesla, I'd be looking to short. The only level I really want to play around with here is this, just me personally. There are other levels that you can look for in here. You can see you've got boom, 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 boom. This would be a good one, 191-ish, 2. There's definitely a level there. For me, it's just a bit, it's not as clear. I like it cleaner. So I'm not going to touch Tesla until I get something a little more clean. Meta, a nice pullback here and a bounce would be great. So that 455. This is just going higher. Again, like I said, I don't think it makes fucking sense, but whatever. Make money on it. Job's to make money, not to argue about being right. This is a Chinese one. It's like an alternative to Alibaba. It's been a bit of a favorite to me because I think China's fucked. And it matches my overall thesis because it's at highs and my expectation is that it should come down. You also had this brilliant gap up. Let me show you this, which made me very excited and it hadn't filled. And I was playing around with it in here and it still hasn't filled this gap. This I caught a little bit of and then I was hoping it would go all the way down and it got close and it just hasn't closed. So I would be looking to probably long this. This would be a pretty big rejection, I would think, at the sort of 120 level, which is getting close to. But yeah, not quite there. Alibaba, like I said to you guys before, I'm actually looking to go long this into earnings, which I think is a little bit ballsy, but have a look at this on a longer time frame. It's just been smashed. So, like absolutely smashed from its highs. That's not even as high. Let's go daily. And yeah, like absolute fucking bloodbath here. That's from October 2020. Crash. I just think that's a little bit aggressive. It sort of fits with a bit of a more macro outlook and longer term. But coming into earnings, looking at what Amazon has done, surprising on earnings, winning, I would think that's going to be bullish for something like Alibaba, where a lot of people who are in Amazon buy their stuff through Alibaba and then it's sold onto Amazon. If Amazon's doing well, I would expect, regardless of how bullshit it is, that this does well too. So, my thought, I'm looking, I would like to long this if it comes back into this level today and gets a bit of rejection. So that 70, 71 level would be great for me. And I'd long that for this week. It'll probably be a little bit expensive because you've got earnings announcement on Wednesday. And that's risky, right? If you're longing into earnings, it's a little bit risky. The reason I'm doing it is because I think the risk reward is more in my favor. If I put $1,000 down for this, $70, my break even is probably going to be, 75, 70, something like that, because you're going to have that extra volatility. I don't know what the expectation is. And then I see my maximum downside is about there. I would be very surprised if it goes much further, just because it's been so smashed down. So if that's the case, I think I've probably got a 60, 70% chance of a bounce or staying about the same. Now, if it stays about the same, I'm going to lose as well. I need it to be positive. But again, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at Facebook earnings. Their ads are going up. A lot of people that do drop shipping stuff run their ads through Facebook. If that's going up, I've got a few mates that have done it, and they've done really, really well this year in drop shipping. So I'm using anecdotal evidence and looking at earnings of companies that might relate to this and see how they've gone. Like I said, Facebook has fucking rocketed. Amazon gone quite well. And Alibaba, who is a big supplier for businesses related to both of those companies, has been smashed down. To me, it seems like an opportunity. But there's other factors you've got to take in it as well. Netflix. This is a nice little level coming into that 560, which it is coming into. It's just holding really, really strongly. Trust the support until it proves otherwise. But nice tight little stop. I'd probably have my stop at the sort of 588. If it dips under that, then I'd say see ya. I'd be looking to buy in around 560. And I think you've probably got a decent little bit of upside. 64 would be the first level to look at. You would see these boom, 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 playing there. A lot of touches, pierce. And then hopefully the 70 level would be the one that I'd want. That would be my goal. So you're looking at sort of $2 upside, $2 downside, 40 up. So you've got a 2 to 1 at worst. And at best, you're looking at sort of a 5 to 1 reward for your risk, which I like. Coin, not touching until it gets out here. Just don't do what I did. Like, fuck. I ended up winning it because I got out literally at the bottom here, thank fuck. But I'd shorted it over here, I think, and it just because I was trying to play this middle level, it just didn't go my way. So happy to get out of that trade. Wait till it gets to those major levels. You've got a lot more confidence there. Playing in the middle, you're playing with a bit of fire. JPM, I'm short this over a sort of 3-4 month time frame. As I am KRE, I would expect to make a fairly large sum of money out of both of those trades. Mainly just because I think the banks are fucked. That's more a macro thing. It's not a day trading thing, that one. So, cautious with that one. But if you think the banks are fucked and you're more into the macro, then that could be something of interest. Microsoft. I'd want to see a break over all-time highs and then a continuation. That's what I'd sort of be looking for there. Not really interested in it. Yeah, and that's what I've got. So what are we looking at dollar-wise? Dollar A little bit of rejection at that level, see? That was a level that I said was pretty key. Qs are having a bit of a bounce at that level, which is great, which means the NQ should be having a bit of a dig, but into resistance. So it's a little bit of an annoyance there. I wouldn't be looking super long in either of these until you get the NQ jumping over. But if it does, you're off to the fucking races. SPY, that's your level if you can get over this one here, 494.40, and hold. I think you've got some good longs. ES, this is beautiful rejection off here. Another one, catch it, go. IWM, like I said, fuckers moving already. I really want that to come into that 192. I really want that long. Really, really bad. And I would be very, very happy if Square comes back down to that 65 because I would go hard at that. So my top watches, IWM's number one for me at the moment. Wow, look at this little fucker. I just called this. I put that in before it hadn't spiked up. So holding that level, holding. See ya! While we were talking, right? So I want that to come back in and check back up. IWM's pretty high on my watch list. SMCI is high, and Nvidia, if I get that pullback, would be very high for me too. Nothing else really piquing my interest too much. So that's where I'd leave it. Go get into it, make some money, and drop a comment below. Tell me how much you made, what your struggles were with your trades, questions, all that sort of jazz. And oh shit, hold on, I forgot my friend Cisco. Oh shit, hold on. Sorry guys, sorry. Wait, Francisco money speech. Let's go read another little bit of this root production. Okay, let's go through this. Get in the mindset. Fuck the useless people. Let's make some money. Let's leverage the shit out of the system. Not leverage. Don't go sort of super. None of this is financial advice, just education. All I'm doing is talking through my thoughts. If they help you, brilliant. If they don't, I don't really care. It's helping me. Right, let's go through this. But you say that money is made by the strong at the expense of the weak. What strength do you mean? It is not the strength of guns or muscles. Wealth is the product of man's capacity to think. Then is money made by the man who invents a motor at the expense of those who did not invent it? Is money made by the intelligent at the expense of the fools? By the able at the expense of the incompetent? By the ambitious at the expense of the lazy? Money is made before it can be looted or mooched, made by the effort of every honest man, each to the extent of his ability. An honest man is one who knows that he can't consume more than he has produced. Time to loot the looters, bitches. Let's go out. Have a good day. Check for your levels. Watch your stop losses. Keep your losses small. Make your winners huge. Go enjoy. I might do a live trade today on something that I see. So I know no one's watching. I really care. Talking to me, baby. That's what you money. Right, catch up.